Open Your Eyes is brought to you by Smart, bringing people together, and the Belize Bank, our country, your bank.
And welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm April Martinez.
And I'm Sabrina Daly.
And it is Thursday. Good morning, Belize. Thank you so much for joining us on this wonderful morning. Good morning, Sabrina.
Good morning, April. It's a little bit weird having you here on a Thursday, but I'm not mad at it.
We improvise here at Open Your Eyes sometimes, but it's lovely to be here as always, of course, with you and our viewers here on Open Your Eyes. Thank you so much for starting your morning right here with us. I remember last week when we were talking to our viewers, kind of asking them, what do you do to start your morning right when you're watching Open Your Eyes or you pouring that first cup of coffee? And I was very delighted to see how many people responded to our question. So please keep on telling us how you start your morning while watching Open Your Eyes.
Perhaps we should make that a part of our morning routine when we open the show. We want to know from our viewers what exactly you're doing at this time as you're watching the show. So as April mentioned, are you pouring your first cup of coffee? Are you getting ready for work? Maybe waking up the kids because it is 6:30 in the morning.
Do you watch the show when you're not on?
Absolutely, I do. But I don't need to pour my cup of coffee because I'm in bed. So during the break, I grab a little nap and then I wake up back. But I do watch it because it's always really interesting conversations that take place on Mondays. And that's usually just my day that I'm not here. But yeah, we want to know from you guys, what do you do when you watch the morning show, specifically today?
And of course, Sabrina, we always open the show with our What's Buzzing conversation. There's so many things that are buzzing. I was not here yesterday, but I really wanted to talk about KTV, the remix. Because the episodes are starting to wire down. We are now at 5 participants. And we had our other elimination. 4 participants with Miss Jada Tillett being eliminated on Tuesday.
She's actually the youngest, or she was the youngest of the contestants this season. And I know each week it's going to be harder and harder to watch these contestants leave the competition because, of course, we're seeing the best of the best remain. And I know for a lot of people watching on Tuesday night, it was really hard to see Elijah actually be in the bottom 2. Of course, he's one of the strongest singers in the competition this season. But as we always mention, April, it's all about the voting process. And I believe William Neal made an analogy. He painted an analogy perhaps in one of the first nights of the competition, saying, even if you're not in a competition and you are simply a musician or an artist, you want to have fans. You want to allow people to purchase your work or support your work. So a big part of that is selling yourself. And it can be looked at similarly in this case. You are in a competition. Of course, you're working towards a grand prize of $10,000, but you're also, for some people, they're interested in becoming a Belizean artist and actually pursuing music. So a big part of that is selling yourself, and you need to convince people that you are worthy of their vote.
And although, you know, we always talk about KTV here on the show, we market it long before the seasons even begin, but not everybody tunes in. You know, as much as you'd want everybody to fill up the bliss and tune in every single Tuesday, not everybody tunes in. And this is where the participants, the contestants, have to make sure that they are marketing themselves. I see some of them on my social media pages. They're, you know, they're amping up for votes and so forth. They do a very good job at that. I think think this year we've seen more of that, but they understand that they have to market themselves in order to get these votes, because you have probably the way down the halakta and you've never heard of Elijah Norales. So he has to ensure that, listen, they have smart, they can send and cast in their votes. Let me reach out to a larger audience outside of the scope of Belize City, because at the end of the day, those are the votes that will get you in.
And let me tell you, KTV has come a long way since it even just being karaoke, then turning to KTV the remix. It's not just that regular asking people for votes. These contestants are coming in season after season, and they're seeking sponsorships now.
Yes.
So that's just to show how much this competition has evolved, because these individuals that come and be a part of the competition, they want it just as bad as I do. They want it just as bad as you do, April. So they're going to put that extra effort in, and if it means seeking sponsorship, it just means that the competition gets harder, so you have to do your part as well.
And you can clearly tell that these top 4 that are in the competition now, they are dedicated to their craft. I mean, we've seen past KTV participants come, you have 1 or 2 or 3 that really take the competition seriously, but this season, I think most, if not all of them, have this love and passion for singing, and they want to be a professional artist after this competition is through. So, you know what? Cast your votes, vote for your favorite competitor, and maybe you see them win that $10,000 prize.
I mean, as we mentioned, April, it is a competition, and each week when we are watching these individuals fall out, it's going to be hard, especially if you have your favorites. I know each and every one of these contestants that are left in the competition currently, they have their fan base.
I just want to remind our viewers, Sabrina, before we move on to the next topic, that we're not going to be having...
We're gonna get to that. But what I was going to say is these contestants, they are aware that you have to vote to stay in.
Yes.
When they joined KTV The Remix, they knew the rules. KTV The Remix has been around for so long that we know you have to vote.
There were so many different layers to KTV in general. KTV The Remix is just one of the different KTVs that we've had throughout the years.
Yes.
So the voting system has not changed.
So they are aware, and we do want to remind our viewers of that and reinforce that, because this isn't something new. The voting process is not something that we've recently added. Every time we have new contestants or new faces that come on the show, they are aware that it is a competition. So it means that you don't just need to have the talent, you need to also have the fan base, and the voting process needs to take place. But as you indeed mentioned, we do have the show continuing, but we will be seeing a slight change next week, because next week, Tuesday, we won't be having KTV The Remix, because we will be having an even bigger event to look forward to, and that is the CBU, which actually means Caribbean Broadcasting Union General Awards. On Monday, we will be having the General Assembly meeting, and on Tuesday, we'll be having the award show. Now, if you're wondering what is CBU, as we mentioned, it is the Caribbean Broadcasting Union, and every year, the Caribbean Broadcasting Union hosts a Caribbean Media Awards. And that essentially is a huge deal, April, because this is where we see media houses from across the region come together to submit their top stories of what would have taken place the year before, and they would submit these stories for a series of categories that would be provided by the Caribbean Broadcasting Union for our own competition.
And it is extra special for Belize because it is our first time hosting the CBUs, and I know that Channel 5, of course, has been awarded many times before in the years that we've entered our different stories and so forth, and so it is going to be our honor to be hosting it this year, right in beautiful Placencia Village, for the 3 days that it's going to be held.
It's going to start on Monday, 11th, but I believe they will be getting a little bit of a tour the day before. This is going to be exciting, April, because as we mentioned, this is our sister and brother nations from the Caribbean, so they also have similar resources that we do, so we'll be able to showcase probably our Maya ruins, our beaches and whatnot. And I'm hoping they're able to appreciate Belize just as much as we do.
I love it when we have our Caribbean brethren come to Belize, because I always forget that even though we are part of CARICOM and we're a small developing state, these are islands that are not connected to other land masses. And so our borders with different countries is right there. They don't have those. And so that already sets us apart from the different small island developing states. But what's also eagerly interesting to me is that the theme this year is media and the environment.
Yes.
And because Belize is known for the pristine, lush green and blue that we have, I'm looking forward to seeing the other stories from the other countries, how they're able to share their stories under this particular theme.
Yes, and I know, as I can recall, some of the popular categories that journalists will be competing for has to do with the environment, specifically climate change. And I do want to make a quick clarification. We actually did host it once before, and that was in 2011. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing it for the first time. I was not working in media in 2011. So for me, this is my first time. And I'm really grateful to be a part of what will be taking place next week. As we mentioned, the opening ceremony will be on Monday and the award show will be on Tuesday. Now, for those persons who might wonder, how can we watch this? You actually can. We will be sharing it, live streaming it on our social media platforms, I believe on YouTube, as well as on Facebook and on cable TV. So it's going to be a really, really fabulous night, as we mentioned. And as you mentioned, April, it's going to be about, of course, exemplary work in journalism, but with a focus on the environment.
And of course, just kind of staying within the topic of wonderful things happening in Belize with Belizean greatness, we do want to say a big congratulations to two wonderful athletes that went out to the powerlifting competition this year. And we want to say congratulations to Amaret Banman, and she won gold in her weightlifting category. So we have been kind of talking about sports, talking about the Olympics for like the past couple of weeks. This particular championship is not part of the Olympics. This is a separate championship that was held in the United States. But they have been, the powerlifting club have been competing for the better part of, I think, 5 or 6 years, representing Belize professionally, if you will. And so Amaret, there she is. She won gold in her category. So we want to say a huge congratulations to Miss Amaret. She won gold in the women's part of her championship. And then we also want to say congratulations to Leo Matura for winning bronze in his category. So two wonderful Belizeans going out there to represent in the North American Regional Powerlifting Championship.
I believe they're currently in Arizona, but just to highlight before, I believe it was the day before, Shakira Oxley-Sy of Kinetic Health and Fitness made Belize proud by winning their first set of medals. Now, I do want to inform you guys that this competition is still ongoing. I believe they have up until tomorrow. So it seems like it has been a week long of lifting. Essentially.
Yes.
But of course, we do want to say congratulations to the Powerlifting Association. I know this is a set of individuals who have devoted their lives to powerlifting. Whether they get the financial support or whether they don't, they find a way to show up and of course still wear Belize on their backs. And because of that, we are grateful. When I think of individuals like persons representing the Powerlifting Association, I think of how challenging it is for athletes here in Belize.
It is.
To venture into these disciplines that they're absolutely passionate about. But of course, funds are equally important.
We've had this conversation, I believe we've been having this conversation since last week with the Minister of Sports. It always comes back down to finances. How are they getting the monies? And at the end of the day, I know that we, as a small nation, we look to the government to finance every single thing. But for most countries, a lot of the funding does come from private sectors. A lot of private businesses own certain sporting teams and so on. And so those are how some teams are able to advance and continue within the sport that they are passionate about. In Belize, unfortunately, we only see that with the men's basketball and with FIFA. And so we don't really see that as much with the other sports. And because of that, small sports like powerlifting, like track, tennis, and so forth, they have to find the funds and work to get noticed and to get funding from outside entities. So we understand that this is something that is an issue. We talk about it all the time. I see, my friends like Brighton Cod, they always post it on social media. Let's talk about the issue of financing sports, because we are always quick to be very proud of those that are out there, but as Belizeans, we're not really understanding the investment that takes place. And we ourselves aren't really focusing on that investment. I believe that there was an app that was recently launched, and I'm not sure how many of us have downloaded the app, how many of us have donated, So it does come with a sense of community. We want to see our Belizeans go out there, represent us to the best of their abilities, but we have to also give that support as well, right?
Absolutely.
And this conversation, as we're talking about the powerlifting, but we kind of heard a little bit about Sean Gill recently. He has retired from track because he doesn't feel that he's being adequately supported financially, that is, when it comes to his sport. And so he's like, you know what, this is the last time I'm representing Belize in the Olympics.
And track is actually a very popular discipline at the Olympics. I imagine him being able to place or even win in his category. He could be deemed one of the fastest men in the world.
With the proper training, with the proper support, with the proper finances and all of that.
And I think what is so important for us to mention is that we do have the talent here in country. Just last night we were reporting on the death of an individual in Orange Walk, and Mayor Ladrick Shepherd spoke of that young man who was heavily invested in sports, in football particularly, and he mentioned outright saying that this individual, may he rest in peace, had all the talent needed to take himself international. He just needed the right support. And of course, a big part of that, even though he didn't mention it, is finances, training costs. And for a lot of these athletes that are like Simone Biles and the Michael Phelps and other individuals, this is their job. This is their life. But for a lot of us here in Belize, or I guess I could say for all of the athletes here in Belize, this is a hobby almost.
It's a part-time gig,
They have to have their full-time jobs because sports will not pay the bills.
And we were talking about Sean being one, the only Belizean that represented his country, but he was one out of 3, I believe, other countries that only sent one person. I believe the other 2 countries were the Nauru, which is an island somewhere off of Micronesia, and Liechtenstein, which is somewhere in Europe. The very small countries sending one individual to represent them. And so Belize is not the only country that has this issue, of course, but we do have, like Sabrina mentioned, amazing talent. So let's see how we can try to support them.
All right. Well, that does it for What's Buzzing, April. We want to end it on a lighter note because, of course, we are nearing the end of the week, which means that it's going to be a fun Friday, funnish Thursday.
So what do you and Paul call today? Friday
Junior, guys.
It is. It's creeping up slowly to Friday. But we don't want you to move out of our morning show without having a little bit of motivation to brighten up your Thursday. And of course, we're talking about the eye opener taken from dailyom.com. And it goes like this. There will always be factors and people that we cannot control. How we respond can determine the quality of our lives. We generally work hard to avoid people and things that we find annoying so they don't bother us. From a deeper spiritual perspective, however, irritation can be an important teacher and indicator that we are making progress on our path. Being able to remain centered and awake even when we feel uncomfortable is much more impressive than doing so in an environment where everything is to our liking. No matter how good we are at controlling our circumstances, there will always be factors and people that we cannot control. How we respond to these experiences to a great degree determines the quality of our lives. The goal of spiritual development is not to learn to control our environment, which is more of an ego-driven desire. And while having some measure of control over external reality is important, it is when we are confronted with a person or situation that irritates us and we can choose not to react that we know we have made progress spiritually. The more we try to eliminate annoyances instead of learning how to handle them gracefully, the further we get from developing the qualities that come with spiritual growth, such as patience, tolerance, and acceptance. It is often in the presence of people and experiences we find annoying that we have an opportunity to develop these qualities. Fortunately for us, our lives offer an abundance of opportunities to practice and cultivate these traits.
Fortunately?
Fortunately, according to the eye-opener.
Fortunately. But I do appreciate this eye-opener, and I think what I was thinking about when you were reading this, April, was the fact that as we get older, we kind of fall into these moments where we have to develop these traits because of situations that we are presented with. And I believe it was a previous eye-opener, probably last year, that I spoke about recognizing as I got older that a lot of times when people present you with challenges or some of the traits that would invoke feelings of annoyance or frustration from us individually, a way that I was able to combat that was to recognize that a lot of times the emotions that are presented from another individual that might be negative and really could allow you to also feel negative comes from them. And so for that, because of that, it allowed me to have a little bit more grace with that individual and also with myself, not to get riled up. I think also as you get older, well, I'm hoping as we get older, we're able to not allow every single thing to affect us in that way. But I appreciate this eye-opener. I think it's like a muscle though that you have to practice that.
I definitely couldn't say it better myself, Sabrina. I think that as I get older, I just get tired. And
or as you get older, you're just like, you know what, I don't have time for that. I have other things to focus on.
And if you spend all of your time and focusing your energy on the things that annoy you and bother you, you can't really progress. So I definitely agree with this eye-opener, and I hope wherever you are this morning, you can tell us how the eye-opener has helped you, if it has affected you in any kind of way.
Or give us your take on what April just read, on what the eye-opener presented. If you have a different perspective, we also want to know that in the comment section.
Of course, shifting gears and moving on into the weather forecast for this morning. And here is that update from the folks at the National Meteorological Service of Belize.
Good morning. Fair weather prevails, but the tropical wave will bring changes tonight and tomorrow. Skies will be sunny today and cloudy at times tonight. Showers or thunderstorms will be isolated today, then will increase later tonight. The outlook for Friday and Friday night is for some showers and thunderstorms around the country, especially over northern areas. Winds today along the coast and over the open seas will blow from the east at 5 to 15 knots, and seas will be slight. Low tides will occur at 6:20 this morning and 6:56 this evening. High tides follow at 12:09 this afternoon and 12:41 tomorrow morning. Temperatures this afternoon will peak at 82 Fahrenheit up in the Maya Mountains, 91 along the coast, and 96 inland. The moon will rise at 8:53 this morning, and the sunset is at 6:22 this evening. In the sargassum forecast, impacts from sargassum are expected to remain minimal during the next few days. In the tropical weather outlook, tropical cyclone formation is not expected in the North Atlantic, Caribbean Sea, or Gulf of Mexico during the next 48 hours. And that's the latest from the Belize Weather Bureau. Do have a pleasant day.
All right. We want to say a big thank you to the folks at the Met Service for that update. Seems like it's going to be fair weather, but we also never want to forget that we are still in that hurricane season. We just saw Hurricane Debbie up north in Florida and Miami. So please take all caution as we continue on up until November. But Sabrina, moving into our show lineup for this morning, our first conversation is all about women empowerment, particularly empowering entrepreneurs, and we have that conversation with NIME and their mentor or mentee partnership, and of course their member accomplishments.
Yes, and in our second segment, we'll be having our friends from Fultec over to talk to us about their deals.
And in our final conversation, it's all about Father Scott's fundraiser for Mr. Aspinall's long journey of recovery. So you don't want to miss out that conversation.
I'm looking forward to that conversation because I did a Brightside piece on Aspinall. So I'm seeing him for the first time since we did that story. Such an inspiring individual with such a humble heart. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
But we do got to take a break, Sabrina. When we come back, it's all about empowering women entrepreneurs with NIME. Don't go away.
I'm connected. Yo.
I'm connected.
We're connected.
Create the perfect broadband bundle that fits your style with Smart Connect. With the Junior Bundle, get 50% off your national calls and up to 6 gigabytes of data at no extra cost. Get postpaid added on for an additional cost of only $25 with the Prime Bundle. Stay connected with unlimited smart-to-smart calls, plus 6,300 megabytes of data and free international minutes. For the family, get the Binge Watchers bundle with Netflix add-on for only $28.13 more. This bundle gives you 4 profiles with unlimited streaming on multiple devices. Visit a showroom near you to sign up and personalize your own bundle combination with Smart Connect. Smart, bringing people together.
Having issues with low water pressure in your home? Well, the Goulds ResiBoost Compact Booster Pump System provides the solution you need. This system isn't just any constant water pressure system. It's a product of Goulds Water Technology's next generation engineering and design. This easy-to-install plug-and-play system is more reliable, more durable, and more efficient at ensuring strong, consistent water pressure throughout your entire household. Take your water pressure to the next level with Goulds ResiBoost. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Get ready for the 55th Annual General Assembly of the Caribbean Broadcasting Union, live from beautiful Placencia, Belize. Join us as Belize hosts this prestigious event, showcasing its rich blend of cultures, pristine natural beauty, and warm hospitality. Tune in to Channel 5 for the opening ceremony on Monday, August 12th at 7 p.m. and the 35th Caribbean Media Awards on Tuesday, August 13th at 7 p.m. It'll also stream on our Facebook and YouTube pages. Don't miss this exciting opportunity to celebrate excellence in Caribbean broadcasting. The 55th Annual General Assembly of the Caribbean Broadcasting Union and the 35th Caribbean Media Awards, live on Channel 5.
Child marriage is not just a legal issue. It's a matter of human rights and a form of gender-based violence. It often emerges from cultural beliefs and influence of closed-minded relatives, depriving children of their basic human rights to freedom, security, education, and a voice.
End of March 2020. I was feeling really sick, so I'd been to visit my doctors. What they found is they found a tumour where I work, and my husband also had visited Galania before, so for me it was an obvious choice. I met with Olivia and her team. They, like I say, they all speak great English, and they took me for the appointment with the specialist. The doctor there also spoke great English, and then they booked me in for the operation that afternoon. They had the pathologist come into the operating theatre, and then of course they took it away and they did the pathology as well, and it was actually a benign tumour, which I was very grateful to hear. You know, they did take really good care of me during that time. I mean, we think about doctors and nurses. You know, they speak great English, they're kind to you, you know, they're attentive, they try and solve problems for you, help you out with the medications. It's also closer to us, it's less hassle to get to Cancun, and of course, you know, the people coming with you, you know, they can have a little bit of a break while you get better.
Vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to smart code 5885. Here are this week's contestants.
I'm off the deep end. Watch just I'll never make the ground. But now there's nowhere to hide since you pushed my love aside. I'm out of my head.
Amaze me the way that she dances, ain't afraid to take chances, and wears her heart on her sleeve. And I run from miles just to get a taste. Must be love on the brain.
Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight. And don't forget to tune in every Tuesday night at 8 for KTV The Remix Season.
Back to Open Your Eyes, of course, joining us for our first conversation. It's all about empowering women entrepreneurs with NIME. Joining us in person, we have Miss Deb Arana. Good morning, Deb. And she is the owner of Deb's Trinket Box. And joining us virtually, we have Miss Kachiri Flores, and she is the owner of Flores Virtual Services. So of course she had to join us through Zoom.
It's fitting.
Good morning, Kachiri.
Good morning.
So we are here initially to talk about empowering women entrepreneurs through NIME, but before we get into how you all came to be a collective set, let's talk about your media literacy training first and how it has prepared you for this segment. Deb?
Absolutely. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So we created a playbook, a talk show playbook. We realized that there are lots of women entrepreneurs who want to tell their story, but are met with a lot of fear and uncertainties.
Mm-hmm.
We've had people say that, oh, I want to tell my story, but I'm just afraid of people making memes of me if I make a mistake.
Yeah.
So we, as a group, we came up with the idea of let's put together like a buddy system.
Okay.
So the idea of the buddy system was to create like a support system for people who have been on talk shows before, who have had experience.
Mm-hmm.
In the context of this project, we call them mentors.
Okay.
So what we do is we pair those that have more experience, that are comfortable behind the camera, with those who have less experience, and we created an entire system that we can really follow. It's a playbook. So it defines everything. It gives ideas, suggestions, helping them to prep in advance, creating their talking points. And so that was what we have been working on. We launched.
Yeah. So when did that take place?
We officially, this is the first of this whole project.
The first practical.
Yes. So this is you.
Yes. You're doing fabulous.
You're doing
so
great.
far.
Yes. But I must commend you on NIME for venturing into this, because you're absolutely right. It's not something we really think about when we're trying to, you say market your business. Okay, how do I market my business? Of course, that means you do have to eventually head into the media. What do you say? What do you not say? How do you introduce your business in a way that will make sense to your audience? So since and now that, thank you so much for giving us that background, we can talk more about your businesses and NIME, and of course bring in Kachiri into the conversation. So since we are going to practice what you all have been you all have been trying to work and strive towards, let's discuss Deb's Trinket Box. How did you get started?
Well, the business started out in July 2022, but the whole journey started out long before that. Gemstones are some things that I have been so fascinated with. Their metaphysical qualities, the natural beauty of them, the mysteries that they hold. And so it was just, I would say, like a chance encounter with a bartender. He gifted me gemstones because he crafted gemstone bracelets as a hobby.
Okay.
And so the exchange was very inspirational. It actually inspired me to create my own jewelry line.
Wow.
And that's how Deb's Trinket Box was formed.
Can I ask what the gem was?
It was a combination of pearls, and there was also tiger's eyes.
Oh,
yes.
Now we're going to get into the meaning behind some of these gems, because as you mentioned, it's much deeper than jewelry itself. But we don't want to leave Ms. Flores out of the conversation. As we mentioned, she is joining us virtually, and she is the owner of Flores Virtual Services. Now, Ms. Kachiri, please let us know, what is your service that you provide?
Okay, so Flores Virtual Services, I'm a virtual assistant. So a virtual assistant or a VA assists business owners with their online management, administrative, general, event, technical tasks. Of course, virtually. And Flores Virtual Services was started in May 2020. It started up as a part-time gig, on the weekends.
Yeah.
And March 2023, that's when I finally moved on as a full-time virtual assistant.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
so this is actually my full-time business and gig right now. And it started off when I realized that all of the administrative and secretarial skills that I've been learning offline in person could also translate in the online space to assist business owners, especially since at the time during 2020,
everything was
being
virtual.
done online.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's very true. And I think it's so impressive that you were able to tap into a market and provide a need that, for a lot of reasons, we have been using in person. So it's interesting to see that you've been able to provide all of that remotely wherever you are across the world. How has it been since you started in 2020 and then transitioned to full time?
I would say that it actually evolves a lot. Being in the online space, that means dealing with technology, apps, programs, what's not. And as we know, technology is constantly changing.
Yes.
Every year there's something new. And right now you have artificial intelligence in the mix. So the services that I offered in the beginning will be like basic stuff. Creating documents or what's not.
Yes.
And with the technology that has changed within the last 4 years, it allows me to offer more specific service, like podcast is a thing now.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm venturing into podcast management now, and there's a demand out there for these kinds of services.
Yes. So I wanted to ask you, since we are still talking a little bit about the media literacy program and the match program, I know you're not here with us in person, but you do still have to sell your business virtually through Zoom via a media platform. How has this particular training helped you in order for you to come online here with us this morning?
Well, it gives me the courage to be in front of the camera. Honestly, you wouldn't believe that I'm actually introverted. Yeah, so being matched with Deb,
Yes.
she helped me to come out of that shell a little.
Yes.
You know, and she also made me realize that I do have a story to tell
Yes.
about my business and my services and what's not. And it also helps with bringing out awareness, you know, to virtual assistant, how a virtual assistant could be beneficial for a business owner and what's not. And this program set up by NIME really came in at the perfect time.
You know, Kachiri, I can tell that you are really grateful for the mentorship that you have been experiencing so far. I want to talk specifically about that partnership at this time, because as Kachiri mentioned, you seem to be her mentor in this exercise. Let's talk about how important that is when we look at business spaces to have a mentor and a mentee relationship.
Well, I've always been an advocate for mentoring. I believe in it. I live it. And for me, it's inspiring to see other women empowered to do what they really, really and truly desire to do. And so it's like a very loving way of holding somebody's hands and say, you know what, we're in this together, we can do this. And so that is the essence of what the mentoring is about.
What has some of the exercises looked like as it relates to the mentor and mentee partnership? Because I imagine a part of that has been the media exercises, but has there been other areas that you have provided mentorship to Kachiri?
Yes. So we set that out in the playbook.
Okay.
One of the first things that we do is we set up a meeting. So once you know who your mentor, mentee, once you know who you're working with, then we set up that initial meeting where we get to know each other, because we're in this huge network of women, and we still don't know each other just by name, essentially, right? So we did that initial meeting, and we bonded, we shared our story. And so as a mentor, what I did was I listened to what she, the things that she really wanted to say, and what we did was we created it in a structure that tells the story. So in a sense, it's about, and there's a role-playing aspect to it that we encourage. Just to, the more we role-play, the more we become comfortable with it.
It's very interesting when we're talking about mentorship and entrepreneurship. And the only reason I bring that up is because when you are an entrepreneur, essentially you are trying to maintain your business, you're honing a business. Other people are competitors to your business. So how do you balance your being a mentor while also ensuring that your business stays afloat and having good competition?
Okay, so I might say something that's gonna be a little unexpected, but I don't really focus on the competition. That has always been, I know that the traditional way is to, you study the competition. With my time, I don't have time to do that. I dedicate my time into mastering, perfecting my craft.
Yes.
And I think that's where that's where our energy should be spent.
Absolutely.
Our focus should be spent.
I love that response, and I think it really sets the tone, and it shows the difference between someone that is planning to be in a particular industry for the long term versus someone who's just trying to see what they can get out of it for the short term. But I want to get Kachiri back in the conversation, because a resounding message that I've been hearing in this particular conversation is the goal to have viewers learn individual stories of these women that are experiencing this mentorship together. Kachiri, we have you here virtually, and you shared with us what your service is. But in the little time that we have, what would you like our viewers to know about you? What, in as brief as possible, what is your story?
Okay, so Flores Virtual Services was started out of a need to use the skills I've learned. I've always pictured that I would be a business owner someday. That's why during all my years of school, I majored in business. And working in the corporate world, I wasn't using all of that knowledge that I have. And when I realized that, and I got introduced into the virtual assistant world, I'm like, okay, I know how to run an account book. I know how to do QuickBooks. I know how to do this. I know how to do that, and I decided to use that to assist other business owners to thrive. So helping others actually gives me joy, and that comes from over my 10+ years experience in customer service. I love customer service, and people really underestimate the value of good customer service.
Absolutely.
For your business. It's because the customer service, the experience that your client go through when dealing with you or your business can make or break you. You know, and that is something that I try to tell others about, even clients that I work with, how important customer service is to the quality of the service or the product that you're offering.
What I really like about you, what I really like about you, Kachiri, and just to kind of do a compare contrast with Deb here, is that you're offering a skill, right? You are offering something that you wouldn't necessarily even think about having a business for, because when you think about business, you're thinking about things. Products, right? You're offering a resource, you're offering a skill set, you're offering something that you can't see, right? You're just going to experience it. And so when you're talking about selling Flores' virtual service, give me your best marketing pitch. Sell me your service.
All right. Well, I assist online business owners with their admin, general and technical staff, so that they can get back their time to focus on the more important things in their business, or simply spending time with their loved ones.
I wish you could see Deb right now.
She's silently clapping.
So proud of you as a
clapping
mentor.
over here.
So then, Deb, that switches me over to you then, because there's clearly a level of strategy that goes into this mentorship program. And you're here, you're so overjoyed listening to Kachiri, making her pitch and so forth. So what is it that you all discuss when you're having these conversations in sales pitch and media literacy?
Well, for us, it's about, the important thing is, no matter what questions we're asked, is that we tell that story that we want to tell. That's the bottom line.
You bridge it back. Well, Deb, I have said that I do want to explore a little bit about these gems here. We have some beautiful
they're gorgeous
items here on display. So let's look at some of these gemstones that you have here that you obviously make into bracelets or necklaces, and let's talk a little bit about their significance.
Yes.
So you can choose whichever one you want to maybe tell us something about.
Okay. Well, I'll go with my birchstone. Aquamarine.
Ooh, I love an aquamarine.
Yes, that's
so pretty.
So what's the significance of the aquamarine stone or gem?
The aquamarine, generally stones that are blue, are linked to communication, you know, people that are into public speaking.
Oh, well, it fits perfectly
It fits
with
perfect
you.
with her, yes.
So-
Oh, it's gorgeous.
But there's a general rule of, how should I say, with the colors of the stones,
Okay.
because colors generally represent, like the purples represent like intuition, you know, being in touch with yourself, your inner self.
What goes into deciding what stone you want? Do you just go for what looks pretty, or do you go for meaning and significance?
So when I work with clients, it's about giving them what they feel drawn to.
Okay.
Because you have, like if you look at these, you have different shades of green, different shades of blue, but you have people that resonate to like what you might be drawn to that blue over there, whereas
Yeah.
somebody might be drawn to this blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I work with people based on what they feel drawn to.
So I wanna highlight then that my birthstone, because I'm born in April, I have like just the transparent color, I guess.
Isn't there a color
clear.
for April?
For April, you fall under Aries, or
Yes.
Okay, so you're similar to mine.
Okay, so
Bloodstone, aquamarine.
so then what would be the colors that I should choose? Or?
It's more about the stone. So we have like this is bloodstone here.
Oh, this is pretty.
Yes, that and the aquamarine would be your.
So what is the significance of this gem? Let's show them. Let's show the camera there, because that's stunning.
So the significance of any any gemstones that resonate with your birthstone, your birth, it's really about helping you to embrace who you are as a person. So it's believed to keep you calm under, you know, stress, and so it's really about embracing
Yes.
that aspect of yourself.
And your business, is it accessible virtually, or do you
Yes.
have a store?
I have it's online, so
Okay.
we have here my social media handle.
Okay.
So it's right here.
And you've been operating for how many years full time?
I'm not quite full-time as yet,
Okay.
but I do have a full-time job
Okay,
as well.
I just love your presentation. That's one thing that draws me to certain items. The box to me is gorgeous. It says elegance, you know, with these particular gemstones and so forth. And I am a firm believer of certain things that are representations of you. So I really like that they're all unique to the style of your customers. So I appreciate that.
So one of the questions, Ms. Deb, that I posed to Kachiri was an opportunity for her to share, as brief as possible, her story. What would you like the viewers to know about you as it relates to your story?
As it relates to my story, for me, it's very fulfilling. In fact, one of the most fulfilling thing about all this is the opportunity that it brings me to be a part of my clients' lives. I mean, we have sons buying bracelets for their moms, their husbands for their wives, and we have. It's on the level where they text in real time the reaction, like that point leading up to giving the gift to that person. And I feel very, very honored. It's actually very humbling that I'm being a part of their love story.
Yeah. Wonderful.
You know what? I really appreciate that. And as we wrap up the segment this morning, I'll give you and Kachiri an opportunity to highlight NIME and the work that you all have been doing and the accomplishments that you have so far with this mentorship program.
Yes. So, me first?
Yes.
So, I just want to mention that NIME is a support group for women in business, women of all, you know, whether you're entrepreneurs or just hold a profession, it's really a support group for you. We highly encourage women out there, join NIME. The support has been immensely great, the experience for people who are a part of it. But I do want to also mention that NIME will be hosting its first, the first Belize International Women in Business Forum, which is centered around the theme tourism, a fair voyage towards gender equity in the region. And that's going to be on November 8th as part of the 9th Formicard Regional Forum. So it's a forum that's repeated in different countries. And so this event is going to include forums, expo, a cultural showcase, networking sessions. We have special master class as well for members of NIME. So we encourage you, another reason to be a member of NIME. And the forum really is going to spotlight the challenges and the opportunities for women in the tourism sector across the Central America and the Dominican Republic region. So, yes.
All right.
So, and where can they find out more about NIME?
Well, we have the NIME social media page and also the website.
Yes. Kachiri, do you have any final words you would like to share with us and the viewers?
As Dave said, NIME has been very, it's a community that I'm grateful to be in, you know, and especially since actually being in the business world comes with certain challenges and what's not. It's so inspirational to be able to have other persons within the network who can relate to you and what's not. And I also want to mention that I'm launching a freebie next week, Friday. It's called a Free Business Toolkit, and it's basically a checklist of free tools that you can use in your business, because each business needs a solid foundation. And whether you're thinking about starting a business or have already established a business for a couple years now, you can actually change some of the tools or see what tools can work for you in order for you to streamline your business workflow.
Excellent.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Ladies, thank you so much for stopping by, both in person and virtually. We appreciate the conversation. I personally appreciated the individual stories that you both have. So very different, but also so very similar, sharing similar goals. And of course, we want to say kudos to the folks at NIME for empowering women.
Yes.
All right. Well, we got to take a break.
Yes, and when we come back, it's back to school with Fultec, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Fultec Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Fultec Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price, but stay for the service.
Upcoming enhancements to My Social Security. The new healthcare provider feature seamlessly connects healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers to facilitate the payment of sickness benefits. Here are the enhancements. Registered healthcare providers will create and submit online medical certificates using their healthcare provider accounts. Insured persons will receive a link to view the medical certificate to complete and submit their sickness benefit claim. And employers will receive an email notification of their employees' sickness claim. Also, the insured person and their employer will receive a copy of the claim decision letter after review. Healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers are encouraged to create a portal account to access and benefit from these new services on My Social Security at ssbportal.org.bz. My Social Security online portal. Social Security at your fingertips.
Get ready for the 55th Annual General Assembly of the Caribbean Broadcasting Union, live from beautiful Placencia, Belize. Join us as Belize hosts this prestigious event, showcasing its rich blend of cultures, pristine natural beauty, and warm hospitality. Tune in to Channel 5 for the opening ceremony on Monday, August 12th at 7 p.m. and the 35th Caribbean Media Awards on Tuesday, August 13th at 7 p.m. It'll also stream on our Facebook and YouTube pages. Don't miss this exciting opportunity to celebrate excellence in Caribbean broadcasting. The 55th Annual General Assembly of the Caribbean Broadcasting Union and the 35th Caribbean Media Awards, live on Channel 5.
Ignite the innovator in you with Dell. Cellular World is an authorized partner for Dell Technologies. Whether you're looking for equipment for personal use or to transform your business, Dell Technologies can provide you with the right equipment to suit your needs. Dell is more than just desktop computers and laptops. The full line also includes monitors, data storage solutions, keyboards, docking stations, and other accessories. This is technology that makes it possible and provides solutions for every situation. Shop for your Dell.
Belize.
Welcome back. We're having our second conversation this morning, and as we mentioned, it's all about Fultec and back-to-school deals. As you would know, April, we are winding down summertime.
Some kids are already going back to summer school, doing the things.
But for a lot of people, they're still gathering their last bit of items needed for back-to-school, and so we invited our friends from the Fultec to give you all the deals that you need. One-stop shop at Fultec for back to school. We have here with us Hector Molina, and he is the marketing representative from Fultec, and Patricia Vanson, and she's the senior sales executive also representing Fultec. Guys, thank you so much for stopping by. We were just joking.
Right next door. So.
Yeah, and you guys probably walked here. No. But we were just joking and saying the last time you guys were here, we were preparing for the possibility of a hurricane. And we were showcasing some of the items that we can get at Fultec if you are preparing for a natural disaster. But this shows that they also have things for school too.
Very versatile.
And so this morning we want to talk about your back to school deals.
Okay, sure. Good morning. Thank you guys for having us again. So before we get into the back to school promos, we want to talk a bit about what we're doing as a part of our corporate responsibility and giving back to the community. Of
course. Yes.
So as you know, at Fultec Systems, we believe in giving back and making a positive impact on our community. And so normally, as a part of our July celebration or anniversary celebration, we come up with ways in which we could do something to give back. You know, it's good to give and to receive, right?
Yeah.
So in the past, we've partnered with several people. As you may recall, a couple years ago, we did our back to school where we donated laptops,
Yes.
tablets, and bags, printers. We've also worked with the police department, with Carl Huchner. Those are some of just the donations that we've done.
I want to stick a pin right there, Ms. Vanson, because I hear fantastic things that you guys are doing, and I know of some of them, but we don't know, the public need to know what you're doing, because that is exemplary work.
Yeah, we don't always post it, because that is not the purpose of it. I mean, it's a different type of goal, but today we would like to expand on some of those initiatives and at least mention it.
Yeah.
Because
let us know.
So this year, we are working with St. Mary's Anglican School in Belize City. And as you may know, in the past couple of years, their building have suffered major damage and have basically, it's not safe for them and the students have been displaced over the period of time. And so we're working with the principal, Ms. Flowers, and the initiative that we have this year is for every invoice that we process for the month of August, we're donating $1 towards that initiative to get the buildings back up and the environment safe for the kids. So if you come in April and you spend $10, I'm hoping you'll spend more. Just know that $1 from your purchase goes towards that initiative.
Incredible.
And we also want to encourage anybody, if you are interested, you can partner with St. Mary's. And the general public on a whole, businesses on a whole, it's always good to give back to your community.
So we really appreciate that, and I would spend more than $10.
Yeah, definitely.
But these initiatives, of course, are geared towards a bigger cause, and I know that this is something that you all do yearly. If it's not St. Mary's, it's going to be somewhere else.
It's been different things. Again, we have helped students, like Ms. Vanson mentioned, back in the 29th. We did 29 packages. Those included backpacks, printers with all the essentials for school. Then the 30th, we did some tablets with headphones, like when we were doing that COVID timing. And it's different little things that we choose to take on.
And to give back.
To give back the community.
The last time you guys were here, you were also talking about your upcoming anniversary and what that means for you guys as a business. Let's talk about how you guys celebrated that. Has it passed already?
Yes.
Yes, that was last. That was last month. Yeah.
Yes.
Already in August.
It was July.
Yeah, it was last month, and it was very exciting. It was our customers always came through for us in terms of their support, and we were just glad to always be the one-stop shop, the solution provider when it comes to anything tech, either be technology for your home, technology for government, technology for corporate, and just be there as an advisor, a trusted advisor.
Yes, and now we're looking at technology for school. So let's talk about some of those promotional items. I know for a lot of people, as April mentioned, there are some kids that are currently in summer schools. I think some are still doing school for tertiary institutions. Back to school has started already. I'm not sure, but let's talk about what they can purchase at Fultec.
Sure. So we have three laptop packages. And all of these laptops are 15-inch computers. They're also school ready, school approved. They come with 8 gigs of memory, which is the standard requirement nowadays. And they're not limited to that yet. So although they come with 8 gigs of memory, they're actually expandable. Some of them can go up to 32 gigs of memory, 16 gigs of memory. So you always have the option to add more, so you could do more in the future.
How do you add more?
So we have a service department, which for an additional, let's say maybe 120, that includes the memory stick of 8 gigs and as well the service, and we can upgrade that for you. And we offer different service in terms of boosting the performance of your unit, right? And all these computers also, they come with Windows 11. As some of the tech guys out there might know, Windows 10 will be end of life next year in October. So what that means is that if you have a Windows 10 computer, you will no longer get no support, no security patches, and no technical support. So it's best to upgrade if possible you can upgrade. They should have the free upgrade option for you if your system has the requirements. If not, then you come to Fultec and you get something new that would
And with the promotions that we were just seeing on the screen, those are going to be hard to beat. You can get 3 items for the price of one. That looks, the first item we're seeing there on display is...
It's an Acer.
With the headphones and the backpack.
What type of headphone are we looking at?
That's a Toshiba
This is a
headphone.
Toshiba
Okay, a
headphone.
brand name too.
And the Kaspersky Internet Security as well.
Is that the little green box on the side? Okay.
It's a software,
Well,
so
it's a
it's not
software.
tangible.
It's not a tangible product, but it's something that is for your computer to install.
Yes.
And I mean, a lot of us sometimes do not look at the importance of cybersecurity, right? However, the internet is connected worldwide, right? And if you do transactions online, internet security helps protect with those type of stuff. So, you know, or even just browsing the web, you know, and you want to ensure that your computer has the optimal performance, because viruses and all of these type of malwares online can help could compromise the performance of your unit. So having proper cybersecurity helps to relieve that. All the packages that we are promoting includes that for free. It includes a backpack for free, and it includes the headset for free. So you are actually not paying for those. What we did a special discount on all the laptops, and we included those as a freebie. Yeah.
And you do get a year warranty.
I was just about to ask about the warranty.
A year warranty. And just to advise that we will be at the downtown sale. These items
The
will
super
be,
sale?
Correct. Will be downtown.
Yes, they were here yesterday talking, and I was asking about you know, different corporate businesses being a part of that. Excellent. So I just want to go back on these flyers and look at these individual items on display, because there are several different options as it relates to computers. So we saw the first one there, that's an Acer, and that's only for $1,169. Honestly, you could get laptops for double, triple that price. And we're getting not only a computer, but a headphone and a backpack and
the security software.
and the antivirus. All right, let's go to the next one. Why would we choose this item over the other one, the Acer?
Well, let me be quite clear. When it comes to these units, 3 of them are kind of similar in terms of performance.
Okay.
It will be mainly now on your brand preference. We have a Dell option, we have a HP, and we have a Acer. When it comes to the processor for these units, it's very similar because all of them are 10-core processors. All of them come with 8 gigs. The Dell one, however, kind of gives you more expandability option, can upgrade up to 32 versus the rest would maybe max out at 16. So that is one of the differences that you could consider on the unit. But it's mainly
I'll be
brand
very,
preference.
very honest, right? When I go buy laptops or even a phone, I just need to know if there's enough space on it that I can do all of my accoutrement stuff, and that it will not overheat. So that's always something, and especially in our climate, right? So those are the only 2 factors. So everything that you just tell me, Mr. Hector, you know, unfortunately, my tech language skills are not that great.
Well, but you can rest assured that once you go into the store, or sales rep will be there to assist you and help you make that decision.
I walk into any tech store, I'm like, please dumb that down for me.
As much as possible.
When I go to a tech store and I'm purchasing a computer, all I want is something that I can fit in my purse. That's all. I don't want an extra bag.
And that's the thing about, I was looking at the sizes as well, because they're all standard 15-inch now that can fit into any purse, Sabrina, or any backpack, right?
And as we mentioned, we will definitely be at the downtown sale on Saturday. We do have some exciting promos that we'll be running. Hector will tell us a little bit more about that.
So when it comes to the downtown sale, we have different things going on. Again, the same packages that we just mentioned. We have deals for students and for teachers. Student deals with the printers would start at $179, and then we have the teachers promotion, which is for $580, the EcoTank, which that is the most preferred for teachers. These units like these are excellent since they provide low-cost printing. They come with the ink bottles versus the cartridges, and when you purchase the printer, they come with already the set of ink bottles, and you could get 4,000 pages in black and white, 7 odd pages in color. So I mean, if you look at that. That's a
Yeah.
whole lot of
It's
pages
a whole
before you
lot of
have to
pages.
replace
And we
the
can get
cartridge.
the ink at you guys as well?
Yes, and we
Yes.
provide the replacement. Yes, correct. We
Okay.
provide those too as well.
So this is perfect for teachers or anyone that
Correct.
requires a lot of printing.
Correct.
But let's see what else you have.
Yes, so besides those, when it comes to some of the other deals that we have, we're also doing Microsoft 365 at personal for $99. That's normally $129, so you're saving $30 off. We also have some other things when it comes to the downtown sale
Okay.
that you can take advantage, and I want to mention.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have, first of all, the first 10 customers that visit our booth, purchasing customers that come to our booth, they're going to get a complimentary flash drive or memory card. They get the option
For
to
free?
choose, right? For free, yes. The first 10 customers to visit the booth, right?
You get one for
Purchasing customers. And then after that, we'll be...
One on every hour.
Correct.
You know what I was thinking just now, and forgive me, but we still use flash drives?
Yes, people do.
Yes, Sabrina.
Don't we just save things in the cloud
What's
or
the cloud?
online
Which cloud?
or your drive?
Which cloud?
You know, like your drive.
But you need a
online.
backup because
Yeah.
you never know if your cloud gets hacked, so you
my
need
God, guys,
a
don't listen
always
to me.
good to have both. It's always good to have both.
It sounds like I'm not protecting my information.
Think about it this way. It's good to have cloud. It's convenient.
Yeah.
However, what if the internet is down? What if you don't
have it
have
on the
internet
flash
access?
drive.
We're in 2024. Yes, don't listen to me.
It is a good backup.
Right? Yeah, it's always good to have both. I always think it's good to have both,
yes.
right?
And
So
one of the other promo that we'll be having out there, not a promo per se, but for people who have purchased throughout the day, on Saturday, you'll get a chance to win a 32-inch
TV.
a Samsung TV.
So
Oh,
yes,
that
you-
goes.
Not speaking my language.
Make sure we get there in time.
Yes.
so when it comes to, like Ms. Vance said, right, so we're going to have this, it's a photo contest on Facebook.
Okay.
And all you have to do is first locate the booth, visit the booth, make your
Make your
purchase,
purchase.
and
Take a
you'll have
selfie
a
on the booth.
selfie
Take a
frame.
picture.
Yes.
Take a picture with your selfie frame, post that up, and share, and the person with the most reaction will win. Right?
Okay.
And
So
you
we're
have
doing
actually
that.
enough
And what's the
time.
deadline?
The deadline, we will be choosing the winner next week,
following-
Monday. Yeah, the following Monday, August
So you have
12th. So
time to-
you have roughly
couple
about
days.
3 days
Okay.
to
Tag your friends.
yeah, tag your friends.
And what's
share.
the size of the TV again?
It's a 32-inch smart
Okay,
TV.
So we got
I
there.
need to envision the space that
Okay.
this 32-inch TV will
You
be
have
in my
wall?
house.
You have enough wall?
Yes, I have
Does
enough
it come
wall
with
space.
the hook to put it on the wall?
No, but
bracket?
we do sell the bracket if
Yeah.
you need the
Okay,
bracket.
great.
But I could
So,
find a table space.
You can find a table
that's
space.
fine.
You have a good shelf.
I could see it already. All right, guys, we're gonna work on that.
We are. So selfie and enough likes so that we can get it. We
Yes.
have 3 days to get
Reactions.
enough likes and reactions.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful.
I'm not mentioning a lot of the deals that are out there because I
Yeah.
want it to be a surprise and I want a lot of people to come out there and see what exactly we have. Although we have posted some of them, again, deals on flash drive, deals on memory, the printers, the laptops. There'll be so much more to expect out there. We'll have a little slushy machine too as well for the heat.
Yes.
So they
Beat
could
the
drop by the
heat.
booth and get a free slushy, from Fultec too as
The
well.
minute you say free thing, everybody going there.
I mean,
Free
we
flash
know-
drive, free IC,
TV.
free TV,
Free items when you purchase a computer.
Correct, free
So there's so many giveaways really that Fultec is sharing with the community.
Yeah. I mean, I was just thinking of the super sale conversation that we were having yesterday with the folks from the Belize City Council and how much of a big deal this is for a lot of families and people in general. Even if you're not going back to school, there are individuals who just want to take advantage of these promotions because of the times that we're in, the
Correct.
savings that we can get. So I have to commend you guys for the work that you do, for taking advantage of this event as well. And we know that a lot of people will be stopping at your booth.
Gone are the days of just getting a notebook. You have to really think about the technology that you're taking to school.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the backpacks, and all I could think about is it waterproof? Is it going to fully protect my devices
Well, we do
that are
have
in
some
there?
options with that type of feature, and
Yeah.
we will be taking some of
Those
those
will be out
to the
at the
downtown
booth.
sale because we have actually too as well some backpacks that come with numerical keypad. So you
It's a
actually
security
have,
feature.
So, yeah, security feature. So you
I
don't-
just
you
made
can't
want to
open
be
it unless you-
waterproof.
so besides the
What are we
waterproof-
hiding?
yeah, they have
That's cool, though.
Yeah, that's,
That's really
some of the
cool.
different features that we offer. And for those who already own a laptop, they look out and take advantage of our promotion from our service department. We're doing a performance boost type of deal. And that means if you already have a laptop and the memory is upgradable, you can get your memory upgrade at Fultec, your hard drive upgrade at Fultec. Maybe you need to install Microsoft 365, because although you could purchase the software and you're not tech savvy to go ahead with the process of installing it, we do have capable persons to help you with that process as well.
I know we're on the sales and stuff, but since you brought up the services that Fultec offers, do you all do repair as well?
Yes.
So yeah, we
have
do
a full
repairs.
service center. Our technicians are certified to work with brands such as HP, well, HP certified for sure, and other brands that we stock. Even if your item wasn't purchased with us, we still offer the service.
I want to also ask about items that we may not see on display if we walk in at Fultec. Can we ask you guys to purchase an item for us if there's something that we're not seeing?
Correct. Yeah, we
offer special
orders too as well.
Okay. All right. Well, as we wrap up this conversation, let's get a quick overview again of what we can expect when we stop at that booth at the super sale tomorrow and also Saturday. I'm not living that good, guys.
It's because I'm here. It's because I'm here.
It is because you're here on Saturday, and also the promotion for back to school as it relates to the backpack, the headphones, and the computers.
Correct. So some last words that I would like to share before we go to as well. Remember that Fultec is the only Dell Platinum partner still here in Belize. We're an HP amplified partner. We're partners with APC. Recently, we became partners with Minuteman, that is a UPS provider. And that means that we provide warranty, service support, repair support. And we give you the best in value when it comes to that. And that's just mentioning a few.
Three of the brands.
We have partnership with Logitech, and Epson, and there's a whole vast portfolio that we can provide you with in terms of solutions.
And the partnership definitely means that we have capable people who would be able to assist you with your purchase and your after sale. So if you have any issues.
So the super sale is Saturday. What time can we start to go out there?
It opens at 10 o'clock as far as I know, but we'll be out there early.
We'll be ready before that.
Because you said the first 10 people,
Yeah,
right?
we'll
Get
be
a
ready
free flash
before that. We'll be
drive.
ready
So if I
before
reach
that.
there before enough finish setup, I could still get my flash drive?
As long as you're making a purchase.
As long as you purchase something, April. She's going to
She
go
said
there
the
to pick
first
up
10 people will pick up, we're going to the booth, get a
the
flash drive.
first purchasing 10 people.
Fine.
But
we'll see you there.
Purchasing.
Fine.
She's
But
going to
I
visit the
could
booth.
purchase before on a finished setup.
Sure.
Okay,
we'll be
see,
more than
so
glad to help.
We'll be ready.
I'll be
I hope you'll be there because you're making a big deal. But thank you guys
thank you
so
all
much.
so much. And of course, just so that if they missed you at the super sale, where can they find you at your locations?
Okay, so we have 2 locations right next door to you guys, Channel 5 here on Coney Drive, and of course in Belmopan on Macaw Street. However, we ship countrywide. So if you're out district and you need your item, you can still contact us via our WhatsApp, which is 610-1260. And Hector here will be more than glad to assist you. He's our WhatsApp guy. And like I said, we ship countrywide through any of the freight companies. So
thank you guys so much for stopping in, and we hope to see you all out there at the super sale on Saturday.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, it's all about Father Scott's fundraiser for Mr. Aspinall. You don't want to miss that conversation. We'll be right back.
Mi nombre es Abel Correa. Soy barbero y soy dueño de Usar Barbershop aquí en San Román, Corozal. Aquí en mi negocio usamos diferentes tipos de pago. Tenemos Belize Bank Online Service, e-cash y en efectivo. Este servicio me ha ahorrado mucho tiempo de ir al banco a hacer transacciones, transferencias y pagos también. Yo recomiendo 100% Belize Bank Online e e-cash porque te ahorra tiempo y dinero.
KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to smart code 5885. Here are this week's contestants.
I'm off the deep end, watch as I dive in. I'll never make the ground, but now there's nowhere to hide. Since you pushed my love aside, I'm out of my head.
Amaze me the way that she dances, ain't afraid to take chances, and wears her heart on her sleeve. And I run from miles just to get a taste. Must be love on the brain.
Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight. And don't forget to tune in every Tuesday night at 8 for KTV The Remix Season 6. Live only on 5.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize.
Hey there, smart thinkers! We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a Lone Ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't leave this plan. I can't leave this plan.
Get ready for the 55th Annual General Assembly of the Caribbean Broadcasting Union, live from beautiful Placencia, Belize. Join us as Belize hosts this prestigious event, showcasing its rich blend of cultures, pristine natural beauty, and warm hospitality. Tune in to Channel 5 for the opening ceremony on Monday, August 12th at 7 p.m. and the 35th Caribbean Media Awards on Tuesday, August 13th at 7 p.m. It'll also stream on our Facebook and YouTube pages. Don't miss this exciting opportunity to celebrate excellence in Caribbean broadcasting. The 55th Annual General Assembly of the Caribbean Broadcasting Union and the 35th Caribbean Media Awards, live on Channel 5.
MacNav Visual Strategies, where creativity meets business. Step inside our world of innovative visual solutions. From captivating graphic design to expansive wide format productions, our services are tailored to bring your vision to life. Experience the impact of our high-quality signage and billboards, embroidery, promotional items, and professional paper printing, all designed to elevate your brand's presence. Every project reflects our commitment to creativity, quality, and client satisfaction. At MacNav Visual Strategies, we transform ideas into visual realities. Get in touch today.
Welcome back, guys. We're having our final conversation this morning, and as we mentioned, it's all about a fundraiser set to take place in honor of Aspinall's long journey to recovery. Now, if you're wondering who Aspinall is, we have him here with us. He is the man in the middle.
Yes.
And just to give you a bit of insight on what the fundraiser is about, and of course some of the details involving it, we have here with us Father Scott Giuliani Salt, and he is the pastor at Divine Mercy Church, and with him, no stranger to a lot of you as well, is Alex Sanker, and he is a visual artist. We see him all over Belize, primarily on Albert Street, where he does a lot of his painting and display his work as well. Guys, thank you so much for joining us, and welcome.
Glad to be here.
So, as we mentioned, this is all about a fundraising effort for Aspinall, but for a lot of people who may have not seen the story that we did on him, let's get a bit of a background on who Aspinall is and why we are doing this fundraiser in the first place.
Well, my name is Aspinall Welch. First of all, it's a pleasure to be here, and they are doing the fundraiser for me actually to sustain, well, to help me on recovering, and you know, Father Scott, along with Mr. Alexander, he donated a paint to the church so that they can
auction it
and help me out.
What does the road to recovery look like for you?
Well, actually, I can move my 2 feet.
Wow! Were you able to do that when I met you the last time?
Yeah.
Okay, so just to give a little bit of context, we did a story on Aspinall Welch, and he is confined to a wheelchair, but he gave a bit of a background of how he got in this position. You weren't always confined to a wheelchair and not able to walk, but what was so inspiring about his story was that when I met him, he was making rosaries at the Divine Mercy Church. And this is a part of how he sustains himself, and also how he has found spiritual intervention, and really a sense of comfort in his journey to, I guess, recovery, since we're saying that now. But Pastor, let's talk about, or Father Scott, let's talk about what the interaction with Aspinall has been like since you met him.
Well, I think he's a friend, right? And it just with Alex, and you put us in the same room, you wouldn't really see us all together, but it kind of works, you know. We have this imperfect element, but there's a mutual respect, and we all have different gifts.
You guys were chatting about storm.
Yeah, guys they were talking at socio-economical issues during the break.
But yes.
so I think what touches me about this whole picture is just that, just respecting one another. Right? Each person has dignity, whoever they are, and everyone has a gift to give, but no one has them all, and we're all imperfect, and we're all trying to make it work. But when you bring it together, it can work. I get a little suspect when we have these overall plans that come from a little too high up. It becomes more idealistic, and it loses its humanity. We have to be very careful that even as we see these new laws coming in. It can become too much law, can become a bad thing. It gets separated from the people, and it becomes utopian promises. We lose that. But when we keep things human, what I love about the Christian faith is we're all very much called to go to the peripheries, the little people. And I think it's more for us than for the people we reach out to. Because religion can become very idealistic if you're not careful, if you separate from the cross. You want to keep it comfortable or use it for yourself. But when we go out in the works of mercy, when we go out to encounter different people, it becomes real. And I think we're all in our different faith journeys, and God's working in each one of our lives. With Aspinall, I remember we were walking on the streets of Holy Emmanuel, and he told me a story, and the fact that he's a victim of gun violence, right? And the fact that got me is he was shot, and he lost the use of his legs, but if he got the proper care, because he still feels, so he can't. It's now too long to rehabilitate them, but he still feels the pain of it. So it's almost the worst part of the stick. So both ends are very difficult for him, and so I think that's moving. But in the Christian faith, the Christianity, the cross is a part of it. And we do, especially when you can't solve things, we don't have to make empty promises and say we're going to solve things. But it's precisely in our weaknesses that we're strong. It's precisely in the cross we find life. And that's one word I wanted to give to Aspinall, to just to remind him to find meaning in his suffering. We call it redemptive suffering. And in the midst of it, though, he has to live. And the rosaries, he's coming along with the rosaries. Thank God there's a generous group of people got together. He now has shelter, so he doesn't have to pay rent anymore. So just try and get more independent. But it's not being done because there's like a rule or obligation or law. But it just, like, even when we're coming up to here, second floor, how do you do that? And can't wait to see the access ramp you're gonna build, right?
Yes.
No.
It's coming.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will, right?
Coming, yes.
But no matter what, there's gonna be areas where you can't do it.
Yeah. Right.
And in the end, it's Alex coming over, myself, and how we're gonna do this, and Alex, because we work out as friends, work out together, and really, that's what this becomes.
But it shows the level of support that you have in your life, because one, in your condition, it could have gone another way, right? Where you're angry at the world for your condition, and you chose a different path, which is extremely inspiring. So I want to get Alex in on this conversation, because as Father Scott rightfully mentioned, you see these three people, you would never think that they're friends, but they but they all connect in some kind of way. So Alex, how did you get involved in this project?
Well, it's for a good cause. I mean, like Father Scott didn't know I had a heart attack like 1 year ago, and went through surgery and everything. And even on the way to the surgery, I told the doctor, I said, listen, I'm going to be all right. Because the thing is, I do believe strongly, 100%, that my gift was given by God the Almighty. So I try to do as much good. Like I explained to him, I said, I don't believe in a good luck, karma, or anything like this. What exists in this world or this universe, the energy. And whatever you give out, that's what you're going to get back. And when I saw his, the piece that you did with him, making doing rosary, and then highlighted where they got him a house, I was like, I have to do something. Because at the end of the day, you have somebody where, like me personally, my struggle is every day, and I could imagine he not having, and he was like me some years ago. So it's unfortunate what happened, but we cannot go back and rewind what happened. But what we could do is move forward. And I do believe, like I said, even with my heart attack, whatever, I'd be like, you know what? God give me a second chance. I think there's a lot to be done in this nation. And that's why I fight the way I do, because like I told him, I said, listen, if you do as, because I'm very controversial in most of my pieces, that's what I'm known for, but I told him, after you speak truth, you don't need to go back and do catch up, right? So that's why a lot love me, a lot hate the work, whatever, but the most important thing, like the piece I did for him, even Father Scott asked me, like, why did you do that piece with the fish? I said, because, I was brought up in the Methodist church, and all of us know what the symbol of the fish mean to Christians. It doesn't mean that you have to take that and run, but if I'm going to do something to help him, everything have to connect, because I could have did any other pieces. But the piece that we're going to auction off, or on the way to auction off, it's with basically a San Pedrano or somebody from Kikaka with a big fish, a bundle of fish pan him back, coming from fishing. So at the end of the day, that's what life is, right? It's you go out there, you have no idea what's going to happen, but you have to be positive.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, doing something for him, there's no way, because he thought I was going to, I don't know, but he was surprised when I physically brought a painting that the event they had, and be like, you know what, let's see. And also, it's not a matter of being arrogant in no way, but everybody want Alexandra, right? So I hope they raise as much funds. It's for a very good cause. Whoever bid on it, let's take this all the way. I'm getting not $1. I have no interest of the financial part of it, but I am going to promote it so they could make as much, because he's definitely financially, everybody could do an extra $1.
Yeah.
So since we decided to do like 50% of the fundraise, and then the other to the church with the kids and everything, at the end of the day, how can you go wrong?
I wanna take the conversation, because I see the initiative. I love your take on the piece that you also are providing, Mr. Alex, on the fish, and the fact that art is open to interpretation.
There it is.
You interpret it the way you want, but someone else can see a totally different version. But in an opportunity to have our viewers know why supporting this is important, let's quickly get a bit into the background of your story, Aspinall, and how you were able to essentially become a paraplegic in this case. You lost the function of your legs because of gun violence.
Yeah.
Share what you would like with our viewers of how that took place.
Well, like a couple years ago, I was shot in the Genosha area. Well, me and my brother, I wasn't the one that was bad or anything, but my brother was totally out of order, and I was hanging out with him a day, and they had some problem with some people at the back there, and that day they just came and they shot him up the street, and I was coming around the lane at the same time, and they pushed a gun through the vehicle window, and like about 13 shots fired after me, and I was trying to skip to my loop through them, and only one out of that 13 caught me straight through my side and straight to the spine, and from ever since I was like this. I was like 225 pounds then.
Wow.
Yeah.
How old were you at that time?
I was like about 27.
27 years old. So it's been approximately 3 years later, and this is now your life.
Yeah.
I mean, I know April mentioned that for a lot of people, if you would experience something like this, especially since you weren't born in this state, you must have felt angry. You also mentioned that you weren't a part of the crime, the life of crime, you know? This was because you were...
Wrong place, wrong time.
Wrong place, wrong time, and perhaps associating with your sibling, which is your blood. What went through your mind when you realized that you would not be able to walk?
Well, at first, to tell you the truth, I was kind of angry, but I didn't want to be around people. I didn't want to even come out. Depression. And after that, you know, I said, you know what, I have to survive. I have to interact with people, because I was always like depressed and stuff like that. And I said, you know what, I have to get out, and I have to like interact with people so that this, because sometimes it would like, knowing that I was not a part of that life, that negative side of me used to always hit. So I said, you know what, I got to go out and interact with people so that I don't feel that kind of depression or that kind of negative way to go and want to do things that doesn't make sense. So I get out and I start move around, and people, you know, people would stop by and tell me, like, sympathize with me and say, like, man, I really surprised this happened to you, because I know you wasn't that type of person and stuff like that. And, you know, I would go out and still hang with constructive people, though, because I don't want to be around people that is promoting violence and stuff, and knowing that I can't run or I can't, you know, so...
Yeah, you can't defend yourself.
Yeah.
So at what point did you meet Father Scott?
I was on Holy Manuel a day, and I was at the fruit shop, and I was there, because I usually go there to like speak to a young lady that run the shop, because they are my friend, and we usually talk, run, joke, and laugh and stuff, you know, and Father Scott was around the area that said day, and he came up front to me, and I was like, yeah, and I was explaining to him that I need a job. He said, I don't have a job for you, but I can give you a stipend for making rosary. First, I thought it was rose. I wanted to know how was this rose going to make rosary. He said, show up the Thursday, so I did show up, and they taught me how to make rosary. I said, oh, it's rosary. So
did you have a background of faith before you crossed paths with Father Scott and before you started making rosaries?
Yes, I did. I always wanted to, like, because I'm this person, I'm this God-fearing person, so I always wanted was to, like, attend, my biggest thing was to attend a church after getting like this. And I know I have done certain wrongs in my life, so I always wanted to attend a church to like ask for forgiveness and you know, keep consistent in that feel, you know, that era, that church, that feeling, that, you know, to know that God is real, because I know that God is real, because I couldn't have been here today if He wasn't. So, and knowingly that I got shot that day, the person actually jumped out of the vehicle, coming towards me with the firearm. That's why I know that God is real, because that day I could have died. You know, when someone jump out of a vehicle coming to you with a firearm, you know it's finishing. So that day, a police was on his veranda at the same time, and he actually took out his licensed firearm, and the person saw the police, so they jumped in back in the vehicle and sped off. So I said, man, that's another opportunity to life. God knows why I'm here. So I take that in a positive way, and I said, you know what, I need to attend a church. I need to give my life over to Christ, because this is a second opportunity to life, you know.
And you got that opportunity in meeting Father Scott. Father Scott, he just detailed what that experience was like, crossing paths with you, asking for a job, and then learning that he would be making rosaries. Sure. What is your recollection of meeting him?
I was just coming off a retreat in Fama, and as a priest, you have so much responsibility. You can be stretched so different ways, and so you have to. I recognize I made a commitment that I just have to get out there and just walk, even if I just go and pray for the community. And the day I was walking out there, I saw him, and so I was very thankful for that. The burden of the social ills right now, and the lack of faith that's out there, it's concerning. I think we're seeing it. You're seeing people lamenting, especially the areas of the youth that are getting in the gang violence. Unfortunately, his story is not unique now. And you're seeing a suffering that's very real and very, I think we're all kind of being shocked by it. And a lot of people are talking to solve it. And we're also recognizing it's still there. And I think we want to bring hope.
Yeah.
I think we want to be hope. As opposed to big, grandiose plans, just love the person in front of you and try to do what you can where you are. And if we all work together, it's going to work. And I think one of the coin phrases of Mother Mercy Montessori is, fostering a civilization of love. And that a civilization is fostered by one relationship, one person loving another person, one person sharing the gifts. And I think rather than a big plan that we just kind of need everyone to do, that's usually a sign that's going to fail. You know, it really is.
You mentioned that Aspinall's story is one that is
not unique.
It's not unique, and it's very true. I think of the artist with us, Alex Sanker. You frequently speak about things like this, and you even paint about things like this. Challenges.
I almost become a
victim of
that.
violence.
Right?
I remember you posted on your social media that someone was trying to rob. And
right, and when I went out to help him, when the guy sped off after I took care of the situation, he ran off and said, you know, when I come back, you're dead. And I told him, I'm not going nowhere.
Yeah.
Because the reality in society these days, it's not playing hero. It's like somebody got to say, you know what, enough is enough.
Yeah.
We're supposed to have one another back. I cannot be in my studio hearing a guy that I see pass my house every day, they sell tamales, come way from Orange Walk, well, Corozal, and having him getting beat down to steal $20. Like that I would approach that the same way I did if it happened tomorrow. I think we have become a society, we're numb to the reality. And the reality, and that's the reason I was explaining to him when he was out there, he'd be like, you know, I'm actually doing this painting right now with a guy with a firearm, and I actually having my 3-year-old daughter with her finger stuck in the barrel of the gun. Like, this need to stop. And why I'm using my daughter as a symbol of hope is because we are not in this no more. It's a younger generation. All the people that's getting killed or in gang or doing the crime are the younger generation. And when you have some of my pieces, for whatever reason, I am open to even donate some of these pieces to make billboards. You know, I have this one piece with this little girl holding up a sign and said that for most black men in this nation, their demise will be caused by themselves. We are killing out one another. And we cannot sugarcoat this no more. This is real. You know?
One aspect of it is working with LIU, just kind of like council. And one thing that we have to be careful to to look at programs so much, we forget sometimes the importance of personal virtue, importance of the family, importance of Jesus Christ.
Yes.
And just whatever we plan to try to do to solve it, we're not focusing on the personal virtue, building the family, forming our faith. And I would say Jesus Christ. Like, if He's not part of it, we're going to fall short each time, you know. And I think with what's beautiful with Ashbal, like he took some of the smaller kids in this area, and they went to the pool, you know. And so they had a little outing. And some of these, I realized in some of these areas, our own children aren't even seeing the beauty of Belize. And so they're just trying to get in a van and do the arrangement and just go out on a road trip. Yeah. And I learned when we picked up his electric wheelchair, he's like, I haven't been out here since this funeral. And I was like, and we went to Kyle. And he just loved just looking at the hills. And we just have so many treasures right here. And just if we just keep it more simple, back to basics, I think we'll start to see some progress, a lot more progress, you know?
I wanted to get back to the fundraiser that's at hand, because, well, we're talking about the painting that's being auctioned, but how can folks be a part of it? When, where, who, what, how?
Okay, so there's Mother.
I was just going to ask you.
Mother Mercy Montessori Catch of the Day auction, and so they have they can make their bid right on a line. The starting bid is actually 7,000 Belize, right? So with our days, I suspect people will get behind it.
One more time, where do they go?
Mother Mercy Montessori, so that's the name of the daycare in the school.
Okay.
And the auction will help Ashbal, but it will also help children from the same area to attend the school or the daycare.
We actually had the Mother Montessori School here with us on set, talking about the uniqueness of that school too, and how it offers a safe space for these kids as well. So we're definitely looking forward to learning a bit more about the institution as well. So as you mentioned, 50% of it goes towards the recovery of Aspinall and 50% towards the school. What does funds look like for recovery, or what is needed for Aspinall?
Well, with the recovery, I think we want him to get as independent as he possibly can, and I think when these funds come in, thank God he's not paying rent now, so he has his house, right? And so now we're trying to work. Aspinall can speak for himself, but so his stipend, his work, can become self-sufficient for his basic needs, and so this will definitely contribute. Hopefully, give him some financial management, helping with that, right? So this can be more of a pocket instead of catch and kill or just living day by day. Begin to build a little bit and have more stability.
Are you still paying medical expenses?
Sometimes. Actually, I just went to hospital last night. I came home 3 o'clock.
And then you come on a morning show?
Yeah.
Wow.
Is there any type of therapy that you can take that could potentially lead you back to an opportunity of walking?
I had just asked a lady that she's a therapist at Carhoshina yesterday, because I went there in the day and I went back last night. And I had just asked her, and she told me that I need to get a letter from my doctor and take it to the area that she worked in, and it would be $20 a session.
Okay. And how many sessions would you need? Do you need to do it every day with her?
Every day.
Okay. All right.
And so for our folks that want to be a part of the fundraiser, you said bids start at $7,000 for
right now, yeah.
Right now. So it's ongoing right now.
For 2 months.
For 2 months.
Yep.
Wonderful. So head on over to
Mother Mercy Montessori, Catch of the Day auction.
Catch of the Day auction.
And then it's pretty long. You go to Mother. There's a link you can find in the website.
Yes.
Okay. And then place your bid and go from there.
All right.
And it's for a good cause, most important.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
And I'll give you, gentlemen, a final opportunity to share with our viewers of why it's important to support something like this, or any final thoughts that you have.
Well, I think personally, it's just automatic. No individual is an island. I think I don't care how much money you have. I think we all need one another, and if we can find the time and even the finance sometime to support stuff that, to me, don't contribute nothing to society, we could also find the funds and the time to contribute to something that's going to make a difference. Because Bob Marley says it best, and it stick to me all my life. Those who feels it knows it. That's the God and the truth, and I I have no idea what he's going through, knowing that he was up and about like me, and then this happened. So I try to at least understand, but there's no way I know. So I think the only thing I can do is, through my art, is try to help as much as possible. And sometime in the near future, we could do another one.
Yeah.
I don't really have a problem with that at all. So hopefully it becomes something where at least twice a year, we could raise some fund for him, because he's out here on his own. And I just can imagine, you know, it has to be rough. So I would just like the public to know, like, listen, not only owning an Alexanka, which is a good thing that would give value, right? Don't do it because you feel sorry for him. Do it because you know it's necessary. We have to be out here. We got to help one another. So I'll leave you with that.
I would say that we here in Belize, we want to love one another. We need to build a civilization of love in small ways, and each one of us have a part. And I would definitely say we need to bring Jesus into our marriages.
Yeah.
We need to bring Jesus into our families. And this generation, there's almost an aversion to the gospel. We have to figure it out ourselves and then maybe bring Jesus in. So it doesn't have to happen that way.
Yeah.
You know, we can really bring him in the center and have everything else too. Seek first the kingdom of God, and the rest is given to you. And so what I love about this is it's just so real, and it's good, you know. And I think we have some misconceptions about religion even that needs to become more real. And especially the younger generations, it doesn't work if you try to do it without him.
That's true. Aspinall, any final thoughts? Anyone you'd like to say thank you to?
Well, first of all, I want to say thankful to you all for having me on the show, me, Father Scott and Alexander. And I want to say thanks to God, and I want to say thanks to Father Scott and Mr. Alex. And I have needs and necessities, so it's a pleasure for Mr. Alex to have donated this paint for a worthy cause, and I'm constantly going through pain because I have feeling in my foot every day and things, so I have like medication and stuff that I need to take. So it's very nice that he's doing something for a worthy cause, and I'm grateful.
Yeah. And if anyone would like to purchase any of the rosaries, can they do so?
Probably still, he's not, that's one of the things we're working towards, but you can just call Divine Mercy. And
Okay.
he's not doing metal rosaries though, $25. And $5 goes back to more beads and $20 to him.
Okay.
So they're incredibly beautiful. He's very good now.
I know.
He became a natural.
Father Scott, your reaction was like, I didn't even think he would be that good.
And I just like to throw in one last thing, because of I think even if people cannot afford to bid, financially we are struggling. Still go on the site and donate something. I mean, at the end of the day, $10, $20, whatever. I think when you put your money to good use, I should know. I'm an artist, always budgeting and stuff like that. Every dollar count. So I think people should just donate to the causes for, like I said.
At Mother Mercy Montessori, we commit to 50% of persons that can't. It's a top form of formation, care, and education. But 50% we're committed to provide that for people who can't afford it.
Yeah.
And so there is an option to donate or sponsor a child and those type of things.
Generally.
So that could happen, yeah.
Wonderful.
All right.
Gentlemen,
Thanks.
thank you all so much for coming in this morning. It's been a very enlightening conversation. So the auction is still ongoing. It's going to be up for 2 months. So head on over to that site and place your bid, or like what Mr. Sankar said, just donate to a worthy cause. Thank you, gentlemen, so much. We are going to take our final break, and we'll be right back to wrap things up. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize.
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a lone ranger with an individual plan or a squad Rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't let this plan. I can't let this plan.
Get ready for the 55th Annual General Assembly of the Caribbean Broadcasting Union, live from beautiful Placencia, Belize. The 35th Caribbean Media Awards on Tuesday, August 13th at 7 p.m. It'll also stream on our Facebook and YouTube pages. Don't miss this exciting opportunity to celebrate excellence in Caribbean broadcasting. The 55th Annual General Assembly of the Caribbean Broadcasting Union and the 35th Caribbean Media Awards, live on Channel 5.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
Vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to Smart Code 5885. Here are this week's contestants.
I'm off the deep end.
Welcome back. Thank you all so much for tuning in to our Thursday morning show here on Open Your Eyes. We want to say a big thank you to all of our guests for stopping by to have these wonderful, insightful conversations with us. And thank you to our viewers, because without you, this would not be possible. It is August 8th. And if it is your birthday today, we want to say a happy birthday to you. And if you have a birthday shout out or just a question or a comment, drop us a line right here at oye@channel5belize.com.
You can also catch us on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BZ.
And check out our highlights on Instagram at OYE Belize. And it is Thursday, so that means tomorrow is Fun Friday. And do us a favor and join us again tomorrow when you open your eyes
to start your morning right.
Be sure to keep your eyes, your minds,
and your hearts open.
We'll see you soon, Belize. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by Smart, bringing people together, and the Belize Bank, our country, your bank.